Hola, 大家好. My name is Adriana Robles. I'm a fine art painter born and raised in LA, and welcome back to my channel. Today is the first monthly progress report. I'm gonna call it a realistic progress report. Tengo mi agüita bien calientita conmigo. I have my very warm water with me. So without further ado, let's get started. So my goal with weight loss was to do it nice and easy, not too stressful, lose between 1 to 3 pounds per month. And I am happy to report that I went from 135 to currently weighing 132 pounds. I had also said that my main focus is not so much on the number, but more so on how I feel and how I look externally and how I feel internally. As someone who does not like to cook, like I've never liked cooking, I don't find it peaceful or therapeutic. It's just something that I have to do to survive. I came to accept that meal prep works best for somebody like me. I've also been vegetarian for over 17 years, but with the, I guess, advancements of food, there's been a lot of faux meats that have not always the healthiest of ingredients. And by that I mean a lot of processed food. Since meal prep is something that I am going to be sticking to, the first month was a lot of trial and error of what works best. Now, I am no health expert, I am no dietitian, I am not saying do exactly what I did, because I do understand that everybody is different and not everything works the same for everyone. This is more of personal documentation and I am my own experiment subject. So when I ate meal prep, I noticed that my clothes was starting to fit a little bit better. It didn't feel so tight anymore. When I did not prepare my meals for the next week and ate just whatever I had available or whatever was being offered, I noticed that it was definitely not the same. I felt like the clothes started to fit a little tighter again. I was not able to drop it down, even if I was being more active on those days without meal prep than the days when I did have it. So in my previous video, I did talk about the difference I felt when I did eat meal prep and when I didn't eat meal prep. So with my body, food is definitely a main focus on whether I'm gonna lose the weight fast or not. I am ironically the type of person that definitely needs to stick to a structured meal plan. I'm not saying eat the same exact thing for the rest of my life, but eat healthy foods at specific times of the day and stick to it. Breakfast I tend to keep very light. Lunch is mainly the meal prep and dinner is always light as well. Now, one of the challenges that I face, and you know, it's not even in the past tense, it's still in the current tense, is sugar. I love sweets. I have a sweet tooth. But one of the things that I have done to combat that is if I get something sweet, it has to be in a small proportion. And if I get snacks, they have to be tiny. Tiny snacks, and I'll have no more than 3, right? Sometimes I won't even have them for days on end. So it's a lot of mental discipline and alternatives. I have walnuts, I have pecans, so even though I have sugary sweets at home, I tend to gravitate or try to gravitate towards the healthier options. Is it still a struggle? I wouldn't call it a struggle anymore because it's not as bad as it was before, but it is something that I am still currently working on. So the perfect balance for me would be to follow that structured meal plan and be active, which goes into my second goal. There are 3 famous women that I really admire. That is Lin May, Maribel Guardia, and Charro. I grew up watching these women since I was a kid, and seeing them now still active, very successful careers, I want to be like them in the sense of living my life to the fullest, being able to do things at whatever age. Lin May is actually the reason why I started to practice ballet. She is one of the earliest vedette dancers from Mexico, and she still continues to do it and go on tour. Every time I see videos of her doing a split on stage, like a few days ago, I'm like, I want to be able to do that for the rest of my life. Like, I want to be active like all 3 of them. For me, ballet is something that is not too stressful. It's something that I've been wanting to learn for a while. It keeps my body very mobile. It keeps my body very flexible. Just within a few days of doing it, I was able to move much more freely. That gets me very excited, more than losing the 3 pounds, to be honest, because when I started ballet, there was like this exercise stretch where you try to stretch your legs out as much as you can, and then you slowly lift your arms, and when they're above your head, you have to put your elbows on the floor with your chest, leading with your chest as to not arch your back. And I could not put my elbows on the floor. It hurt so bad. I couldn't, I literally could not do it. After 2-3 days, I was finally able to do it. Did it hurt a bit? Yes. But just through breathing practices and the consistency, my body is now little by little more flexible. If I reach a very old age, I want to be able to do things for myself, by myself. I want to be able to lift things. I want to be able to move. I want to be like Lin May and Maribel Guardia and Charro. Regardless of what people say you should be like at that age, or what people expect any woman above 50 to be like, they are nothing like that, and I love it because they show that this is a reality. Despite money, despite fame, health is something that you can attain yourself, and you don't have to be rich to do that. So by applying healthier meals and an active lifestyle, it also goes into the third thing, which is art. I get it. How can art be the third thing if this is an art account? Well, you see, with art, it is very mental, it is a very emotional thing, and I understand that there are many artists that have said an artist should be practicing every single day. I have the bad habit of doing things only when I feel like doing them, and if I don't feel like doing something, then I won't. But honestly, I think I haven't gotten to the being creative every single day because I've been very focused on my health, and I'm not trying to use it as a bad excuse either, or as an excuse at all. There was an oil painting that I was working on in my previous video and I didn't finish it, and I said I would show it in this one, but I am not gonna lie, I have not gotten to it. It's like 98% done. I haven't finished it yet. I've just been so focused on the whole trial and error, what works, what doesn't, finding recipes to fill up that time for the next month on my meal prep. On top of ballet, I do light weightlifting with dumbbells. So a lot of core strength training. When you're sore, you don't really want to do anything. You just want to relax and let your body heal. So because I did decide to do a very low stress routine in my life, I'm not pressuring myself to draw or paint every single day. But whenever I can, I do put time into it. It may not always be painting. Sometimes, like I had shared before in my previous video as well, I love to game. I'm not gonna say I'm like this giant gamer, but I release my creativity through there because of Lego Fortnite, which is one of my main favorite video games where I get to build my own world pretty much. And I also got a tiny sketchbook that I take with me occasionally to different places, and if I don't take that, I will take my digicam with me. I was a digicam girl in high school. I loved my digicam and took it everywhere. So I thought, well, why not get another one? And I have been taking that one with me everywhere I go. If there's something I want to capture that, even if it doesn't feed my inspiration to paint something, it just makes me happy to see it and document it. And all of those things I do share on my social media, which you can find in the description below. But with my sketchbook that I take into my purse, I don't always use it because when I go out, I associate going out with leisurely time. So I tend to be more focused in the moment rather than, whipping out my sketchbook and just ignoring everybody and start sketching. But I try to capture little things that I see in my surroundings and sketch it. So I look for things that are not too difficult, that's not going to be time consuming, have a lot of details, just something quick to get blood flowing in my fingers, you know, and just get the wrists moving. For the time being, I'm not trying to put too much pressure in creating and painting something every single day. More so focus on my health, getting myself active again, eating healthy, eating right, and whenever I do feel the urge to paint or draw or do something like that, to go ahead and do it. But I am trying to be more active on painting and drawing even when I don't necessarily feel like it's the right time. Just finding something quick, something simple to get that going. If you watched this video till the end, make sure to put this emoji right here on the comment section, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you already have not. Also go ahead and click that notification button so you know when I have the next video ready. And if there's anything that you're focused on in your life right now that may be similar, let me know in the comments if there's anything that you have recently been able to progress or that has worked for you, or that maybe you're currently trying to figure out. Also, I would love to know, because as a community, it always helps finding and giving and sharing ideas. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Adios!